Well, what do we have here? Oh, it's gonna need two hands. All right. Hey, Lily. Lily. We got stuff. We got the stuff. Boy. Let's see the lights. Dirty light switch. So for introduction purposes, where necessary, I drive a Mustang. It is LS swapped. In the spirit of keeping the car out at events and continuously, even when I wasn't going to events, trying to consistently make it back out, I never really put the time all the way into making all the improvements and revisions that I would want to for the car in regards to functionality, for taking things apart, for servicing, for safety, just everything. I haven't really put in the time that I want to. So now that I'm setting my goal for 2024 to come back out and do some driving, 2023, the rest of this year, will be focused on getting the car exactly where I want it to be. So starting off directly with ICT Billet, and I'm really glad to have their help and their support, because they're going to, one of the lacking things for the flow of the engine bay, if you have a preference for a lower slung manifold due to how you'd like to set things up in the engine bay, or even just the kind of systems that are going to be accommodating other things in your engine bay, or even space requirements. You know, you're talking about hood clearance, all right? That's a big deal. You run into some problems, and you either get stuck with running car accessories, or I get to introduce to you how excited I am to be working with one of my favorite brands. I've always loved everything and anything I've seen come from ICT Billet, and today is the day. Oh boy. All right, let's get down to business. Business is behind the bubble wrap. Oh man, it's so well packaged. Billet stuff, nice and safe. All right, what we got here? So let me do some explaining. So the goal here, actually, I'm gonna grab this. Hold on. Oh. Yes, some of you might remember this. I posted about it a few times. It was on the motor. This is what's going on the Mustang next. All right, now I'm gonna put it back. Oh no, I'm gonna put it right here. One second. There we go. Nothing's changed. So anyways, to run that, I run typically truck accessories. One, because I've had great experience with the truck pump. I've heard a lot of people have problems in drifting with the power steering pumps. Never had an issue with the truck pump, minus it getting kind of hot, but that just needs a cooler. But also ease of access, everything's there. I mean, how much have you guys tried to pay for car accessories? You know, whether you're getting them new or you're trying to get them from somebody else. So anyways, I need to move the truck accessories out of the way so that the low mount throttle body can run. So, a big part of that would be a water pump that doesn't have a neck sticking out of the top. What else would be this guy. Me, I will be running this part number LS truck alternator power steering pump. So this keeps the alternator up high where it already is, the power steering pump generally where it is, just moved off to the side a little bit. So the benefits of this one specifically for me is I don't have to change my hoses, I don't have to move any wiring around. It is all going to be in the same place. But here's your beautiful, beautiful ICT Billet. And I'll show you guys when I put all this together too. So you'll see all that later on. So I just recently acquired square port heads because more juice. So this requires for me to run the manifold that I already have, which is Cathedral port, some adapters. For those of you that don't know, ICT Billet offers genuine LS7 lifters and trays. That is super beneficial to me, considering my last motor ate them. Thank you, brand I won't name. Now, in accordance to what I just told you about, the last motor eating itself to pieces due to a faulty set of lifters, I will be building a spare motor to always have in the trailer. So instead of spending 2 days at an event trying to fix the motor and continue to drive, we will spend an hour, maybe 2 hours, putting a different motor in entirely that is already ready to go. So this beautiful set of parts is to keep that motor nice and fresh instead of just running some tape across ports and hoping that everything stays nice and clean. This is a water pump, oil dipstick, exhaust ports, and intake manifold cover. Keep everything nice and beautifully sealed. I know when I go to put that thing together, if I need it at the track, it will be ready to go. I just need to take these off and put everything together. I know that nothing has gotten in there. Everything is nice and safe. Now this might be one of my, of many, favorite things that they offer because of how often I use this stuff. ICT Billet makes an engine stand adapter for anything from big block. It's literally just Chevy. Small block, big block, LS. Obviously they're all the same general bell housing minus, a bolt difference. So this, instead of having all of these arms, all right, because no matter what, they're gonna be a little bit different, or you bump them or something like that, it's annoying, all right? So this bolts straight to where the arms would be. I'll show you. Gotta get my metric adjustable. Probably help if I took the extra 2 seconds to just grab the right size. See something familiar here? So, you take your beautiful piece of equipment here, which brands out. Right? Just gonna line everything up. Right? You've got your bolts, all right? For your new school and your old school, all right? And P.S. This also works for LT motors and Duramax. And this keeps you, from using your dirty old bolts from your accessories and spacers because the things are too long on the arms. So we're gonna go over here. My friends, literally have never had an engine be more secure on an engine stand. It uses every available bolt hole. Of course, your traditional missing. But this is way more secure, safe. Honestly, makes me question a whole lot less versus, some of us let people borrow some of our engine stands and arms come back missing. This is honestly really great. I recommend it to everybody. If you're on and off engine stands all the time doing projects, this is honestly a really solid move. So we're just gonna go ahead and hop right into actually putting the system on the motor that I decided to go with for the reasons that I decided, because it all just kind of flows into one, which is why I'm doing it. So we'll go ahead and start with the bracket system itself. I'm actually gonna show you why the original stuff, the original truck accessories are a problem for me to begin with moving forward. So grab that. Problem. So what you can see here is first off we hit the tensioner right off the bat. But even when I take this off, boom, we hit again. What are we hitting, you ask, this time? Oh, the throttle body's hitting the water pump. Well, what if we had a water pump that maybe had the truck neck that comes over here instead of coming up and out? Well, then my friends, we still hit right over here. And if we weren't gonna hit there, we hit here. So basically it's all just not great. That's why these are truck accessories and not car accessories. So, anyways, I'm not going to go into like technical specifications, like what size your spacers are. I'm going to keep it pretty layman's terms, like the bigger ones, the small ones. All of your kits are going to be specific with instructions anyway, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to more easily, because you can get a little fumbly with just having two hands. So I'm going to start with the front bracket, all right? Oh, the front face of the brackets. All right. Got 4 and 10 by 120s. These are just the longest ones. There are machine grooves here. Where you are going to be going, nice and recessed. Fit very beautifully. Beautifully. All right, then I'm just gonna grab them by the bolts. So I can hold it. Over the middle here. And you've got your big boy. Now up top here, this part right here where the alternator goes lines up mirror image, so you can't really confuse it. Just lie it on top, right there. And then we're gonna take it from here and go to the motor. I'm actually gonna grab it by the bolts again. Now there are smaller spacers that go on the motor side as well. For this kit, the furthest right bolt goes right behind the casting number, and you've got your topmost bolt, and then the one right behind your coolant breather line here. We'll move on to the intake manifold adapters here. All right. So they come with O-rings, as you can see. I've already done the rest. But for those of you who haven't done a lot of these, you don't really want to just go all the way around in one way, or else you'll end up with a spot that gets pushed up and it doesn't fit. So just get it around here. Push down equal, let it relax a little bit just so you can get it in at the bottom, push it all in, all right? And I'll show you guys later how well these fit over the holes of the rectangular body and flow out to the Cathedral. Come on, just look at it. It's so clean and out of the way. I can even, look at this. Oh yeah. I like it. How the power steering pump will fit in there. You know, you've got different size shims, 2 equal size here and 1 for the back side. Just use the 3 and it'll sit right about there. See, plenty of access to your reservoir cap, nice and out of the way. Then your alternator is nice and out of the way, nothing crazy. I like it a lot. So you got your idler, right? Nice little machine spacer. Go behind it so that it can spin freely. You got your washer on top. Oops. It goes right there. Got your nut for the back. Lock that in nice and tight, and then boom, nice and pretty. Now onto the part where I want to show you, since we're here, what all the block offs look like put together on the motor. And it's going to look a lot like this. Would you look at that? Look how pretty this dirty motor looks now with that stuff. But look how well it seals up, right? Now, I want to tell you with these, the exhaust ports do have an orientation. So for the front half, make sure your ICT billet's up front, and for the back half, make sure ICT billet is in the back. And these do have rubber O-rings on the back, as do the intake manifold ports. These guys, you don't have to worry about which one's which, because they are mirror image. This can be flipped over and put on that side, vice versa. Now, last but not least, there is this, but I wanted to do this one on camera for you guys because just a small piece of advice in case you don't think about it. I've got some white lithium grease here. A little bit of lube goes a long way, okay? I'm just gonna lube that up. And I only suggest this because when you shove this little guy in here, all right, it's a pretty tight fit. They do a good job at what they do here, okay? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? You just want to make sure it's well lubed to get that in there, because getting it back out is going to be a little bit of a fight, all right? Just wanted to let you know. So here we are. That's really all I have for you guys. It's pretty hot out here, so I'm going to go inside and cool off, because wow. But you'll be seeing all this actually come together, like this motor with these block offs will be all nice and new and shiny and ready to go. The motor out of the Mustang, I gotta I gotta get that out next and tear that apart, send that off to the machine shop and get that all put together with this nice piece of equipment here and that nice intake manifold, and we will be rocking and rolling. Real talk though, if you guys, I know it seems pretty simple and straightforward, and it really is, but no question is a dumb question if you really don't know the answer. So if there's anything with installation that you have a question on when you're installing these parts, please feel free to hit me up. I'm happy to answer some questions if I can. If for whatever reason I don't have an answer, I will get that answer for you. And the team at ICT Billet is obviously more than capable of answering your questions about their products. They are great customer service, great people to talk to, work with. So I'm really happy to have them on board for this next season, and I'll see you guys soon.